Okay, the recipe for today is going to be coconut flour pancakes. So rather than regular pancakes using regular flour, we're going to use the coconut flour. So let me go ahead and give you the recipe and then we'll get going on making those. So it's going to be a whole banana. You're going to use 6 eggs, 7 tablespoons of the coconut flour, 1 tablespoon of the tapioca starch or the tapioca flour. So Bob's Red Mill has a good brand you can get. We're going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla and then a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we've also gone ahead to make kind of like a little syrup, but it's just from raspberries. So you put some raspberries on the stove, maybe put about a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener in it, and then just kind of reduce it down. You kind of mush up the raspberries. As it cooks, it'll become more syrupy and less just a bunch of mush. So that's optional, but is an option, you know, if you're a pancake person and you're wanting something really sweet, but you don't want the added sugar, that's the way to go there. All right, so we're gonna mix up our eggs, go ahead and whisk them together. I guess you don't have to because we're putting it in a food processor, but I guess that's habit, I don't know. Okay, put in our 7 tablespoons of the coconut flour. Put in your tapioca starch or tapioca flour. It's very much like cornstarch, so if that's the texture that you see, you've got the right product. All right, gonna do our whole banana. As you can see, ours is a little bit more green. When you get the ones that are more green, they don't have as much sugar or sweetness because they haven't broken down some of those starches in there. So, I mean, it's personal preference. But if you get that green one, your recipe will not have as much sugar in it. Okay, and then we're going to do our cinnamon. Okay, we're going to do just about a half of a teaspoon. I am a big cinnamon fan, so I'm going to do a touch more. All right, and then your vanilla, we're going to do a teaspoon of that. All right, and then we're going to put this all in the food processor just to kind of blend it up. If you don't have a food processor, you could definitely just kind of mash the bananas and then mix it yourself. But the food processor is going to give it more of that consistent texture. All right, and we've got the Ninja brand, again, not for any reason in particular other than we like it. Starting to smell like Sunday mornings. Okay. All right, and then there is like a dough, there's a pulse, a chop. I would say you're probably gonna do more of the dough. And so here we go. All right, so we food processed our pancake mix. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the middle part out, take the blade out. And you can see it kind of has that yellowy texture that's from the eggs. We got really good eggs that have that nice golden yolk. Okay, so we've got our griddle nice and hot. Spray it a little bit so it doesn't stick. All right, and you want a pretty small amount of batter per pancake. These are meant to be pretty small. Okay, about that much. And these pancakes don't really bubble up like the others do to let you know that they're ready. So you just kind of have to pay attention to it and watch it. I think you still will be able to see kind of the sides start to firm up a little bit. This kind of reminds me of like going camping. You know, Dad makes the pancakes and the bacon on the griddle. And then everyone fights over the bacon, right? So there's more batter left. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could probably get about 15 pancakes this size out of this recipe for sure. Maybe even a little bit more, maybe closer to like 20. Okay, so it looks like the first pancakes are getting close to being ready to flip. Honestly, it only took probably about like 30 seconds, tops a minute. So they're pretty quick. Yeah, looking good. I'm using this because they're so tiny. They're kind of hard to flip with just the spatula. These have just a little bit left to be ready. Ooh, smells so good. Okay, so we've waited about another minute or so on the second side for the pancakes so that they'll be done all the way through. Just to double check. Yeah, they look good. So again, very quick and easy recipe for you guys. These are looking great. And this is a little trick, you know, when you make things that are smaller, so like instead of making huge pancakes, we've made the same amount of pancakes just in a smaller little size. And it can actually trick your brain into thinking that you're eating more. So, you know, maybe you eat 3 of these, which is the size of like one normal pancake. Your body will actually feel like you ate more than that. It's kind of like when your kids are learning about like money and they would rather have like, I don't know, like 10 pennies than $1. It's just like the more quantity always seems better to the mind. Same concept applies. All right. Okay, while we're letting these finish, I'm just going to go ahead and show you maybe how you could dress this up. So again, just some of this raspberry syrup here. Just kind of drizzle it across. Okay. The other option, you could just put, like if you didn't want to go to the trouble to boil everything down, you could just get a couple of raspberries, put it on top, and just mush it on there. It's going to basically taste the exact same. Maybe a little bit less sweet, but still going to taste super delicious. All right. You could also, if you wanted a little extra cinnamon, you could drizzle a little bit of extra, or sprinkle a little extra cinnamon on top, and then dig in. So what I'm going to try and tell you guys is how it tastes compared to like a flour-based pancake, since this is the coconut flour, so that you can know what to expect. Honestly, very similar. Like not a whole lot of difference. Maybe just a little bit more bready, not as fluffy, I guess you would say. But ultimately tastes pretty much just like a regular pancake. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think if you try the recipe. If you do anything different, let us know as well. All right. Thanks for watching.